Welcome to One Brothas Mind, and I am KD Smooth. Today we will question and challenge popular information and views from a B1 perspective, while we expose the real facts you need. We do this to strengthen your logical, critical, and discerning thinking skills, because in today's world, hard choices are mandatory and they come with consequences. So you need all the information. And at One Brothas Mind, we do this from a B1 Yeshua the Christ follower's perspective. Now, if you're not ready, you better get ready with KD Smooth at One Brothas Mind. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's KD Smooth coming back at you from One Brothas Mind. I hope you all are doing well. Family, after reviewing and watching what's going on here in the media, one of the hot topics, the anti-Semitic charges and claims against our brother Kanye and Kyrie, I actually wanted to approach this topic from a unique angle, an angle that I believe would have been of great help to Kanye and Kyrie, as well as not only yourself or any other black person that is in the prominent or public eye, from celebrity to whatever kind of official, especially out here on these social media streets, because clearly, as y'all seen, oftentimes there's some blowback when black prominent people or celebrities post things on their social media regarding the issue of who are the true Hebrew Israelites, the descendants of the Hebrew Israelites, especially the issue of them being the descendants of the transatlantic slave trade. So I wanted to offer, again, a unique approach or perspective, for any and all black celebrities and prominent public figures, an approach that I believe would be a better approach, let's say that, to help avoid the blowback. Okay? So I need you, family, to put your listening ears on. Okay? That's what I need. I need you to hear what I am saying to you and hear everything involved with what I am saying. Okay? That's what I need you to do. So, just before we get started here, family, hit the like button. The like button. If you appreciate our content here at One Brothas Mind, and share this report on all your social media with all your peoples, and be sure to be subscribed to One Brothas Mind, where we bring you the information and facts you need. All right, let's dig in here. While it is a unique approach, if you will, it's not rocket science here. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, black celebrities and prominent people. In regards to, if your goal is to increase the knowledge and raise the awareness of your community and your followers on social media, KD Smooth got you. I humbly submit this option. Okay, and the option is for black celebrities and prominent people, public figures, what have you. If your goal is, again, to raise and increase the awareness, knowledge, and understanding of your followers on social media, without causing such a crazy storm, consider this. Consider only asking questions about the specific scriptures in the Bible and documented factual history. Approach it from the standpoint of, hey, can somebody help me learn about this? And then post it, what this is. Can somebody explain this to me? I need help. I'm trying to understand this. Okay? All right. In other words, imagine or ask yourself, would Kyrie be getting the blowback that he's been getting if he had posted his link with a question? Basically, have y'all seen this? What do y'all think about this? Yeah. I think you're starting to get it. Okay? Again, this is all about learning and raising awareness and increasing knowledge, right? Looking at historical facts and understanding them. Right? All right, so I'm going to run through some of these. I'm going to give you a whole bunch of examples of this, all right? Yeah, you're getting it. I'm going to give you a whole bunch of examples of this as a place to start. And, so I don't want to leave no questions. I want to leave you with any questions about how doing this would be in this format or in this approach would be better, especially if you're a black celebrity or a prominent black person in the public, politically or in whatever platform you hold. Okay? All right. Here's one. This is all the information that I'm going to show you is either information straight out of the Bible, literally scripture information, or documented historical information. And I'm going to try to give you my references and sources for all of the documented and source historical information as well. All right. So most of y'all know what this is on your screen. You understand this is basically a chart, just a basic chart about the biblical information about the three sons of Noah, right? So you look at, let's take the middle, the blue highlighted. The second son of Noah in the Bible, his name was Shem, okay? And Shem is the father of not only the Shemites, Shem, but also through Abraham, the Hebrew Israelites, Yah's chosen people, or God's chosen people. Okay? That's literally in scripture. There's no debate about that. There's no argument about that. Okay? So also using the same chart, you can begin to ask questions about the descendants of Japheth. If you go down to Japheth's grandson, or Gomer's son, Gomer was the son of Japheth. If you go down to Gomer's children, you find one of Gomer's children, And be clear, Japheth is considered the, if you will, white son of Noah, right? This is in scripture. So if Japheth had a son named Gomer, and then here's the other sons of Gomer that are stretched across his brothers, Gomer's brothers, then if you look at Gomer's children, you're going to find an interesting name. One of Gomer's sons' names was Ashkenaz. So with that information, you can just easily start asking questions or posting questions like, if Ashkenaz is a son of Gomer, who's a son of Japheth, the father of the Anglo-Saxons or Europe, whatever word you wanted to use, the white tribes, if you will. How does that apply to the Ashkenazi Jews or the Jewish people that say they have Ashkenazi? They're descendants of the Ashkenazi. How does that work? That literally could be your post. I would try like this and just ask the question. And if the Jewish people, another question, if the Jewish people, many of them profess to be descendants of the Ashkenazi or Ashkenazi type Jews, if that's their profession, well, how could they be Ashkenazi descendants and also be Hebrew Israelites or Shemites or descendants of the Hebrew Israelites? How could they be both? Can somebody explain this to me? Can somebody help me? And many of your followers that don't know will go out and start to do the research and look for this information in scripture and see what they can come up with. Right? Yeah. You get it. So that's the approach, is to ask questions. That's a better approach. Is to just ask questions. Okay? Ask. There's nothing wrong. There's no crime. There's no hatred. There's none of that. There's nothing wrong with asking questions because you're trying to learn. Right? Let's look at a few more. I'm going to give y'all a bunch of these. Okay? A whole bunch of this because I want it to be clear. Black celebrities and black prominent people or public figures. A lot of y'all are, let's say, not sure, let's say that, about posting things on your social media. Okay, well, just ask questions. I didn't know. I wanted to know. I'm trying to understand, right? Let's look at another one. So, understanding what happened with Noah's three sons, Japheth, Shem, and Ham. Once you've researched and understood that with your followers, you'll come to the understanding to know, as I said before, not all Shemites, Noah's second son, not all Shemites are Israelites. Or you could put it, so are all Shemites Israelites, or are Israelites a subgroup within the Shemite or descendants of Shem? You're trying to learn, right? And you'll you'll basically get the information that you see on your screen. You'll come together or come to the information you see on your screen. Okay? This is an approach that you could potentially use on your social media to just ask questions. You know, you may even already understand some of this information, but you just want to get clarity and confirm. And you're just asking questions, you know. And if you're challenged about it, or if and when you're challenged about it, you say, I'm asking questions. I'm trying to learn more about my history. I'm trying to learn more about my people's history. My people's history beyond or before slavery, right? You could ask another question. You could literally post this image and ask, why is it that many Bible dictionaries, or let's say some Bible dictionaries and concordances, when they provide information about Ham and Ham's descendants, why do some of them list Ham descendants, but specifically say, but not the Negroes? Other ones go as far as saying the Negroes are Shemites, not Hamites. This particular caption does not in this Bible resource or Bible dictionary, but why do some of them specifically say, but not the Negroes? And yeah, you'll get to it. Your followers will get to it. They'll be like, because the Negroes are descendants of Shem. And the narrow drill down on it even more, followers, some of them will get to it. It's like, well, actually, the Negroes are descendants of Abraham. And y'all all will learn together. Right? You're getting it. More biblical information. You can ask the question, is it true that only one group of people on earth today match all of the curses in Deuteronomy chapter 28? Things like they will be taken from ships. They will be led away captive into all nations. They will be enslaved for 400 years. They will be sold unto their enemies. Their enemies shall bring them into bondage. They will become a byword. Their kids will be taken away from them and sold into slavery. And that one on the bottom there is Deuteronomy 28, verse 33. It's a little cut off there, but is it true? What do y'all think? Is it true? What do y'all think? I'm trying to figure this stuff out here. Or is there anybody else that matches all of these curses? Just ask the question. There's no harm in asking questions, right? All right, here's another one. These are two popular verses on this issue in Scripture. What does the book of Revelation mean? What's the meaning behind the scriptures of Revelations 2 and 9 and Revelations 3 and 9? What does it mean? That's all I'm asking this question. 2 and 9. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. What does that mean? Same way with Revelations 3 and 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. What does that mean? You could put the scripture, just the scripture, on your social media and go, what? Somebody please help me. What does this mean? Explain this, break this down to me. I need to understand this. This is crazy. But this is the Bible. There's no harm in asking questions, right? You'll come to find that the first scripture was actually a letter written to the church of Smyrna, and the second was a letter written to the church of Philadelphia, right? So then that will lead you to learn and ask more questions about the church of Smyrna. What was it about? What was going on there? Like information like you see on your screen. Okay? That the city of Smyrna was founded by the Greeks about 1100 BC. So were they Shemites or were they Greeks? Right. Okay. And one other question. Were they followers of scripture, of Torah, of the Bible? Or did they worship pagan gods? Like their emperors? Can somebody help explain this to me? Just ask questions. Don't make statements, just ask questions. You're trying to learn this stuff, right? More information about Smyrna. You know? There's no problem in asking questions. There's no hatred in asking questions and learning. Some information about the Church of Philadelphia there. We understand what the word Philadelphia means, brotherly love, but what does that mean? They were Greek. They were Anglo-Saxons, right? Or were they Hebrew Israelites? Which one? Did they follow the Torah, the scriptures, the Bible, or did they follow other pagan gods according to the Bible? Yeah, just ask questions. So you're trying to come to understand why scripture says in these two different letters, the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. What? Why? What does that mean? There can't be no blowback for you trying to understand and ask questions and learn. I don't know. I'm trying to understand. Right? Again, we're going to go into it. So when you're looking into this information, you can then ask the question, is it correct to call an ancient Hebrew Israelite a Jew? Are those the same thing? Or are those two different things? Is it the same or correct to call a contemporary, a Jewish person from today? Is it correct in calling them a Hebrew Israelite? I thought they were descendants of, I thought they were Ashkenazi. How does that work? Can somebody explain this to me, please? These are examples of posts that there should be no blowback from. Okay? Also, ask questions. Well, who were the Pharisees? Were the Pharisees actually Edomite Jews? Did those Pharisees change or adjust or modify the laws of Moses into their own traditions? Or did they follow Torah and Scripture? Basic questions. Okay? Let's look at a little bit more here. More about, let's look at Judah or Judea. When you get into the Bible and Bible dictionaries and concordances, you'll begin to be able to ask questions about the territory of Judah. First off, we understand there was Israel in the beginning, and then Israel split into the northern kingdoms and the southern kingdoms. The northern kingdoms were still called Israel, and the southern kingdom area was called Judah. Okay? The northern 10 tribes was in the northern area, and Judah and Benjamin primarily, those tribes were in the southern area of Judah. Okay, and there was some Levi there as well. That's clearly identified in Scripture, right? But by the time, or just before the time of Yeshua, the Christ, is it true that the lands of Judah and the lands of Idumea, or as some would say Esau, or some would say Edomites, the lands where the Edomites lived, actually merged, and instead of being called Judah, is it true they were called Judea? Because it was a mixture now of Hebrew Israelites and Edomites. Who were the Edomites? These are just questions. Do you understand? Yeah, we're going to keep going here. I'm going to blow through these as quickly as I can. More historical information. You could ask questions about west of the Arabia, the country the Edomites occupied, came to be known by the Greeks as Idumea. So that's where you get, or is that where you get the name Judah and Idumea put together into Judea? I'm trying to understand all this, man. This is hard. It's a lot of information. I'm just asking questions. Just got a question. You dig into the history of that land and that area. Is it true that in 126 BC, the country was subdued by some guy named John Hyrcanus? And why is he important? Did John Hyrcanus compel the people from Idumea to become or begin to call themselves Jews and submit to circumcision? Is that what happened? Questions. Just keep asking questions on your posts, not statements. And with the fall of Judah by the Roman Empire, when they destroyed the temple and invaded Judah or Judea at this time, what happened to Idumea, the land of Idumea? Where did it just disappear along with the land of Judah? Yeah. More questions. You can put a post, you can literally put this post on your social media. Can somebody help explain this? I just found out about this. What is the Babylonian Talmud? What is it? I'm told it's a holy book. Is it a holy book? Whose holy book is this? And what do some of the writings in this book mean? Like some of the examples that you see on your screen. What do these mean? Whose book is this? Somebody please help me. Please, somebody explain this to me. That's all. Just post questions. Right? There's no harm in asking questions. There's no anti-Semitism in asking questions. Yeah. Also, post maps and try to understand what happened historically. You know, you're looking at the Roman Empire on this map, man. Is this okay? There's the Israel area, specifically Judah in the red circle. And the temple destruction was around 70 AD. Okay. But the other line says Babylonian captivity from the northern tribes. Israel went into captivity. They kept going? Why did they go into captivity? First off, is captivity slavery? I mean, if there's a million questions you can ask. And again, you may already know the answer to some of these, but at least you're trying to, if you already know, you're looking for confirmation. And if you don't know, you're looking for the answers. Did the Hebrew Israelites keep going into slavery because of their paganism and idolatry and being disobedient to Yah's word, to the Torah, and to the statutes and commandments they were supposed to be following? Is that why? What happened to some of the Israelites, the Hebrew Israelites, when they went into captivity? Did some of them be sold over into Spain as captives or slaves? Same thing during the Roman captivity. Did some of them get sent over to Spain as slaves? I mean, captives? And in Portugal? Yeah. Where did the Greeks go? Many of the Greeks, where did they go? Where did they migrate to when the Roman Empire, was falling and all kind of stuff was going on? Did some of the Greeks, many of them, migrate up into Britain? What we know as Britain and the European Isles? Interesting. Let's continue. So, if the Hebrew Israelites were in the land of Judah or Judea with the Edomites, what happened to those that were followers of Yeshua, who were teaching Torah, teaching the commandments and statutes and belief in the faith? What happened to them when Rome came in and invaded and destroyed the temple and destroyed Judea? What happened to those people? I'm sure many of them were killed, right? But was it everybody? Were there some that survived? Where did they go? Can somebody help me with that? And then, when you look into that information, you might come across this guy's name, Eusebius Pamphilus, who many believe has the most detailed description that I'm showing you on your screen as to what actually happened at the fall of Judah during the time of the temple destruction. What happened to those people. Why it happened, what was going on. We're trying to learn and understand, right? Just got questions. And again, were all of the Hebrew Israelites deleted? Or did some of them escape and relocate? And if so, where did they escape to and relocate to? Was it into Northern Africa? Northwest Africa? And other places? Is there anything that can confirm that they went into Northern Africa and Northwest Africa and other places? How about some old maps? You see the area there in orange? It literally, is this true? Is this a real map? It literally says Negro land. You know, like Disneyland, Negro land. Right there, smack dab in the middle of Northern Africa. And all the way going over to the West Coast. And then you got just below that areas that say the Slave Coast and Benjamin. Was that the tribe of Benjamin settling there? Are there any other old maps that list land of Judah or other names? You got to get into the old maps. Can somebody help me with some old maps? Just ask questions. Yeah. I think y'all follow me on this. Then you go even further. So, okay. How did this whole, the more recent, modern, or let's say the beginnings of the transatlantic slave trade, how did that start? If the Hebrew Israelites escaped or migrated, whatever you want to call it, into Northern Africa, in the Negro land, and if some of them were sold or sent over into Spain as slaves, how did this whole slave trade, transatlantic slave trade, how did it get its beginnings? Did the Pope sign a papal bull in 1945 granting Portugal the right to enslave all sub-Saharan Africans, the Africans who live, let's go back. The Africans who live south of the Saharan desert. You see desert right above this Negro land. Come on, y'all. Ooh. Did the Pope do that? This Pope, the fifth Pope? Is this, here in the left corner, is this a picture, a copy of the actual papal bill that this Pope created and signed in 1455 on January 8th? Can somebody explain this to me? What does this mean? Why did they target the sub-Saharan or Africans south of the Saharan desert? Who was the Africans or the black people, is the better description, that were living south of the Saharan desert? Was it Negro land? I'm trying to keep it together, y'all. y'all with me by now. Y'all with me. More information. What about the papal bill, the dumb diversus on June 18th, 1452? What did that mean? Did it authorize your boy Alfonso in Portugal to reduce any Saharians? Remember that word? The Saharian? Okay, y'all got it. And the pagans into perpetual slavery in Portugal? So you got Hebrew Israelites in Spain as slaves, now also in Portugal. The black people from south of the Saharan desert in Negroland, they're going into perpetual slavery? Just ask questions. Keep asking questions, y'all. There's no harm in asking questions to learn. What about in 1493? Did Alexander VI issue another papal bull, the Intercarta, stating that one Christian nation didn't have the right to establish domination over lands previously dominated by another Christian? Did these papal bulls create a fight over so-called discovered lands? And who had the right to them? What so-called Christian nation had the right to those lands? I'm trying to understand. Somebody explain this to me? Many of your followers will be like, yeah, that's interesting. Let me look that up. Let's look that up together. Y'all let me know what y'all find out about this one. This is a head scratcher for me. Then once you understand the origins of the transatlantic slave trade, then there's a little bit more information out about the transatlantic slave trade. But you see here in the circle what I just covered, what was going on in Portugal and Spain with the Pope was first. Then Britain got involved in the European Isles. Then America third. Is that true? Just ask the question. Okay, so if that stuff is true, and y'all say that's true, okay, I'll take y'all word for it. Then who was it that financed? What banks? Who financed the slave trade, the transatlantic slave trade? Who owned the ships? Who owned the banks? Who provided the insurance? What banks provided the insurance to the slave masters and the slave banks? I'm sorry, in the plantation, the slave ships. They had to be financed, and there was loans made and money made. So who facilitated all that money? Was it banks? Was it some of these banks on your screen? So who started some of the banks that you see on your screen? And here's another question. Once you find out the names of who started these banks on your screen, which I provide you this in another report on One Brothas Mind. Go to One Brothas Mind, go to the playlist, go to the biblical playlist, sub-playlist. You're going to find this report. I provide you the names and historical reference that have been factually published as to who started them. Look up those individuals' names, research them, and ask an additional question. What ethnicity were those people? Yeah. Right. Let's move on. Again, who owned the slave ships? Who owned the docks where the slave ships docked at in the ports where they, where the ships started and finished? Who financed the slave auctions? And once you find out the names of these people that have been documented from historical, factual records, what was the ethnicity of these people? I mean, who were they? Trying to understand. I need to know. I want to have a clear picture. Right? Black celebrities, prominent people in the public eye. Just ask questions. Here's a list of slave ship names and information. You come across this on your own, or just use this one on your screen and do more research on it. Ask your peoples, your followers on your post. Hey, can somebody help me with this information on this slave ship? What was it? Where did it go? Who owned it? What was the ethnicity of the owners? I mean, what information is available? I'm trying to understand for each one of these. Right. Bam, here's another. Even more slave ships. Same questions. Just keep asking questions. There's no hatred or racism or anti-Semitism in asking questions. I'm trying to learn. I want to grow. I want to understand history. Oh, here goes some names of some ships. Who were the owners? What were they? What were their ethnicity? Is this true? This can't be true, y'all. I don't believe this. Can y'all confirm or not? Tell me which way I need to understand this. Is this true? Is this information true? I don't know. Yeah. Just keep asking questions. And you're like, well, dang. I done ran across a whole lot of Jewish names as a part of me learning here. What else do the Jewish people own and control? I'm trying to understand. Can y'all help me with that? Who owns and controls our mainstream media? Who are those people? And what are their ethnicities? I don't know. I'm trying to understand. Can y'all help me? Followers? Please. Somebody. Okay. All right, y'all appreciate that. Y'all help me with that. I understand now. Okay. Well, who owns the major record labels, or the majority of the record labels, like that the rappers are signed to? Who owns and controls them? And what are their ethnicities? I'm just trying to understand, man. Somebody was talking crazy to me the other day, telling me some stuff, man. I was like, man, that can't be true, man. I got to do some research, so y'all can help me out here. Help me understand. Would you please help your boy out? Black celebrities and prominent public figures. Okay. Well, we talked about record labels and the other one. Well, who owns Hollywood? Who owns and controls Hollywood and controls whether movies get made and what who owns it? Who controls it? Who runs Hollywood? And what are their ethnicities? I done stepped in, and now I need to understand some things. I'm trying to learn. I really want to learn about these things. I might be thinking about making me a movie. I want to know who I got to go talk to get it approved and put out. I'm trying to get into the movie game. Maybe. Okay. All right. Whew, man. Well, record labels, the banks, the movies. Well, who owns Congress? Who owns and controls Congress? I need to understand that. Well, y'all know you got the politicians, but who are their top 3 or top 5 biggest donors? Because we all understand that the representatives and senators, they're, they got to do what the people who gave them the money to hold those positions, they gotta do what they say, basically. So, well, let's look at the biggest donors list of the congressmen and women, individuals and companies. Who are they? What are the ethnicities of those donors? What about the Federal Reserve, for that matter? I'm on the road now. I might as well learn as much as I can learn. Y'all helping me out a lot. Who owns and controls the Federal Reserve since its beginnings? How did it begin? And who's been in charge? Who's the ones in control making the decisions, for the U.S.? Same thing with all the major corporations. Who owns and controls them? Y'all helping me. Boy, I done learned so much. Woo! Y'all helping me learn. And what are their ethnicities? Here's a good one. What about the Department of Education? The educational system for the United States. Who owns and controls that? And what are their ethnicities? I'm just trying to learn, man, because we didn't cover this stuff in school, so I'm trying to learn how far does the rabbit hole go? Yeah, fam. Y'all get it? Black celebrities, black prominent public figures, just post and ask questions. Not statements, questions. Learn. You're doing this for educational purposes. Learn. There's no hatred in asking questions, right? Why? Because as I said before, family, hit the like button, man. Share this report on all your social media with all your peoples. And be sure to be subscribed to One Brothas Mind, where we provide you with the information and facts and questions you need. The other reason is because many family will deny it. Many will dispute it. Many will hate it. Many will despise it. But soon, the whole world will know who the Hebrew Israelites are, that are descendants from the tribe of Judah, descendants of the slave trade, the so-called Black Americans, and all the other black people throughout the slave trade stops throughout the islands, the Caribbean. The whole world soon will know. And black celebrities, black prominent figures, just keep asking questions on your social media, in your interviews. Just keep asking questions. There's no harm in learning, right? What is Hebrews to Negroes about? What is it? I mean, give me some information, man. I need to understand. What is they talking about? What's some of the specific stuff they trying to, what's the main point of that program, that documentary, or those books? What's the main focus? Because it says, or I heard, it says it's talking about identifying who the real Hebrew Israelites are. And that they are us Negroes. So I'm just trying to confirm. What is it? What you talking about, man? Break it down to me. Explain it. Help me understand. Because as I said, family, soon the whole world will know. Okay, family? That's it. Y'all let me know. Do y'all feel, that it's better for prominent black celebrities and people in the public eye, is it a better approach just to ask questions? Is asking questions hatred or racism? I don't think so. I don't believe so. Because you're trying to learn. Right? And if y'all know somebody that's in a prominent black figure or celebrity, share this video with them. Hear from One Brothas Mind. Share KD Smooth video with them. Ask them what they think about it. Because then, if there's any kind of blowback or they get challenged on their questions or their posts, they can say, I'm just asking questions. I'm trying to learn. Next question. I'm trying to understand. I don't know. I heard a little bit of something and I'm like, wait a minute. This count. I don't know about this. Let me check with my peoples. Let me check with my followers. See if anybody else heard about this or know something about this. Can provide me with some information and facts. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, I'm out here. I'm always trying to learn more and more every day. Right. Okay? Y'all let me know what y'all think on this in the comments, man. Let's chop it up, all right? And this concludes this broadcast for One Brothas Mind. We thank you for joining us. And as a part of the new Black media, B1 choices are mandatory. And being on code is required. But never fear, Yeshua the Christ is with you always. Shalom.